Hello again. I feel like saying something really quickly. And I am in my spiritual growth. I am getting to the point where I am realizing, I am realizing that certain types of energies shall not be tolerated. And I realize it's a lot of stuff that's in the Bible that that can give you the side eye and make you have the side eye, but it's a lot of stuff that's good in there to me too. And one thing I like about certain parts of the Bible is where it tells you to hate evil. I realize the First Testament and New Testament, it seems like it's two different gods. Especially the one in the First Testament seems like a very cruel God, a God of war. And the one in the Second Testament seems like more of the loving Father. Okay, a lot of people see that. I get good stuff from both sides because what I do like about the First Testament, the Old Testament, well, one thing I don't like about it is the hatred of women. It's clear that there's a hatred and a lack of respect for women. She's not treated as a human. She's treated as an object. She's treated as property. In the Old Testament, women are treated as property. Yeah, I didn't care for that. But one thing I do like about the Old Testament is it's just a lot of stuff that's just not going to be tolerated. For instance, let's just say, I think it was the Chaldeans, right? The God of the Old Testament would tell the Hebrew Israelites when they were passing through to not help the Chaldeans or anything like that if they need help. I think I have it right. It's in the book of Jeremiah. I can't remember. Is it Jeremiah 5:7? I don't know. I have to go back and read it. But I feel like I remember reading that exactly, where the Hebrew Israelites were told not to help is it the Chaldeans? I could be wrong about that. But anyway, the point I'm making is not to help them because when they were in need, they did not help them. Okay? And that's what I like, because when you have a group of people, or even a person that consistently abuses you or just treats you in a way like when you were in need and they had the means to help you, they did not do it. And then when you get on your feet or when you get into a good position, that same person or that same group of people might need something, but you still feel like guilted into helping a group of people that would not pee on you if you were on fire. This is a lesson that I'm learning because I'm learning to stop having patience for evil. Stop having patience for evil. Stop having patience for certain energies. I'm just going to say stop having patience for a lot of low vibrational type of behavior. I said this before, I'd rather humanity just be terminated, which humanity is terminated, okay? But because right now what we have is a bunch of programs. The human beings are barely real anymore, and this was humankind anyway. This was mankind. Because if we're in a simulation, if we're in a virtual reality, then we're in some kind of a video game. We don't have the codes of the real human beings. Okay, so if we're in a simulation, I don't see how you call yourself human in a simulation. You're in a false world and living out a script. Okay. A lot of people are living out a script and they don't realize they're living out a script. Okay, and the ones who do, they actively participate in the script that they want. But yeah, I've just learned that evil just cannot be tolerated. I want to give an example. I was listening to somebody, and she was talking about how black women continue to be treated by white women and other groups of women, and how on their jobs they're treated in a certain way, and even when they're going to school and stuff. She's talked about how white women were purposely giving them bad grades, and then just different things, and it gets to the point where there's no forgiveness for those behaviors. That's why I say forgiveness should be for you, but at the same time, if people continue to cross you in a way that affects your life negatively, and you can never ever do anything about it. These people there's never any consequences for what they are doing, and you're just constantly told to forgive. I feel like that's really hard. I'm gonna be honest with you. Forgiveness is kind of hard when you consistently see people who do nasty things to others, and they're always able, I'm talking about just about always able to get away with it. And you just said, forgive, forgive, forgive. That's hard because that's a lack of self-love. Because a part of self-love means that you have to check those energies. Those energies are never being checked. So when those type of energies are never being checked, how do you forgive? You can't forgive. I don't care how cute it sounds and how much you quote scripture. If those energies, especially something huge in the black community, molestation, starts with an M, molestation, grapes. If that energy is never, ever, ever being checked, it's hard to just let it go. It's hard to forgive because you consistently allow evil to continue. You consistently allow wickedness to continue. And on top of that, how do you keep forgiving? There's no end to your forgiveness. You will have to forgive forever. Even if forgiveness, when I say forgiveness is about lifting that burden off of you, lifting that heavy weight out of your heart, getting it out of you, because those type of people keep having control over you, that is true. But at the same time, if nothing ever is done about these behaviors, how can you keep forgiving and forgiving and forgiving and forgiving and forgiving? One thing Steve Harvey said, and I know people have their feelings about Steve Harvey. I haven't watched him in a while. This is something I remember hearing him saying like 2011, 2012. It was around the times when I was new in Los Angeles. And I remember I was outside of my car just before I was going into work. I was working at Pico Rivera. It was in Los Angeles. It was called Pico Rehabilitation. But anyway, Pico Rivera, P-I-C-O. And I would always listen to the Steve Harvey morning show. I think that might have been around 2011 or 2012. I would always listen to the Steve Harvey morning show. And one thing I remember Steve Harvey said that I agree with what he said right there was when he said, get off my foot. It's like, yeah, I can forgive, but get off my foot so I can have room to forgive. As long as you stepping on my foot, it's hard to forgive because you have to continue to endure the pain and told to forgive, but the pain has not stopped. I understand that completely, because if it's something that's happened and you're at a certain place of peace in your life where that entity is not bothering you anymore, then you're at a place where you can work on clearing yourself out. But as long as that mug keeps stepping on your foot, something needs to happen to them to get them off your doggone foot. Something has to happen to get them off your foot so you can work on whatever healing. I don't like that word, but I know that's a word that's popular. Whatever healing or getting rid of the trauma, whatever you're supposed to be doing, then it's more easier to work on those things. It's not that I feel like a lot of people don't want to forgive. I can't speak for most people, but I would like to feel like most people would prefer to let things go. Most people would prefer to forgive, but what they are seeing is the same foolishness is tolerated by the masses. You have a collective of people in the world that tolerates wickedness more than they like good. They prefer to be deceived more than they want the truth. And so when you have even a population that don't even want to stand on truth, they allow wickedness to continue. The best way to really fully forgive and let stuff go is to go somewhere in the world that type of drama don't even happen. Like, you might have to go to Fiji or something. You just have to go to a place where people don't hurt each other like that. When you reside in a place where people don't hurt each other like that, then you're under a whole different frequency. You're under a whole different consciousness. And then you have room to let a lot of stuff go. You have room to let a lot of stuff go. But when you're up under a consciousness where it's just so freaking wicked, how do you forgive? You can't forgive. It's too much that continues to go on. And it's not that you want to hold on to it. It's not, oh, you got to forget. I'm not trying to hold on to it. Shit is so evil. It's so evil that I'm willing to fucking die to get the hell out of here. Because it ain't no forgiveness under a consciousness that is evil. You need to check this damn energy. When I say you, I'm speaking in general, like I always say. You need to check the damn energy. I talked about Corey Holcomb on my last upload. Is this lady going to press charges? That's the shit I'm talking about. She cannot forgive him. Nothing is happening to that man. I know she has to. But you have to keep watching people get away with abusing others. You have to keep watching that energy unchecked. That energy is constantly unchecked. And you just have to forgive. You can't do it. It's hard. I don't care how much it sounds right. It's not easy. It's not easy when energy is unchecked. And it's not just one person who did it, so you can't forgive that one person who did it. It's dominant. This energy, this wicked energy is dominant. Abuse is dominant. Narcissism is dominant. All this type, what other kind of stuff? Greed is dominant. Envy is dominant. Jealousy is dominant. Lust is dominant, and deception is dominated, and it's tolerated by the masses. And because it continues to be tolerated by the masses, it's unchecked. But you're told to forgive. You can't forgive when that kind of energy continues to be dominant and you're living up under it. And it's hard to just let go because you still live in a world where the rulers of this particular world are the biggest criminals. They are the biggest thugs than the ones who attacked you. And so when you have rulers of this world who are the biggest thugs of them all, then how do you truly forgive? You got to get these entities out the way. They need to be overturned. And then when they are overturned and you finally get in the world of balance, then you can release and heal and do whatever the heck you want to do. But right now, people out here just trying to survive. And if you're trying to survive, you ain't forgiving nothing. You trying to make it by the sweat of your brow. Okay? But anyway, I just feel like talking about how just certain energies just need to really stop being tolerated. It's time to stop being patient with certain energies. It's just time to stop being patient with them. I made that example about some of these black women being treated certain ways by white women, Asian women, whatever, because they should not be forgiven, basically. And I'm not talking about, I don't know who they are as a person, but that energy that is being used to continue to suppress other groups of people, that should not be forgiven. That needs to be checked. That energy needs to spiritually be checked. It needs to be checked. I'm tired of forgiveness. That conversation of forgiveness is happening too damn soon. That energy needs to be freaking checked. Okay? But anyway, with that being said, I will talk later.